into thin air.
Look for her.
We just need to find her.
So many cases.
We're still looking.
So few leads. Missing person.
It's our duty to find her.
Missing.
The witness seen the suspect on the Nancy Grace.
There is a God.
Nancy Grace show was out there for us.
Found alive. 50 people, 50 days, 50 nights. Let's don't give up.
You kind of have a connection with your loved ones and your family, and you just feel when something's not right, when something's wrong. And that's the feeling I got. Something is wrong.
Girl Scout Allie Lowitzer spoke with her mom by cell phone to let her know that after she got off the school bus at her bus stop, she was going to walk to her job, the Burger Barn, to pick up her very first paycheck. But after Allie exits that bus, she's never seen or heard from again.
She checked in with me to let me know that she was going to ride the bus home and she was going to walk to work and pick up her paycheck. And that was the last that I talked to her.
Investigators released images from a surveillance camera showing Allie getting off the bus that day, hoping to get new leads. But many of those leads have turned up empty.
From our standpoint, the mere fact that she has had no communication with anybody that we know of makes it look like there's a possibility of something having happened.
You know, we think that there's foul play. The unfortunate thing is we don't have any proof that there's foul play, and we don't have any proof that there's not. Nobody has seen Allie since she got off of the bus.
Now the family is offering a $10,000 reward, hoping someone will come forward with the one clue that could bring Allie home.
Just pray that she's safe wherever she is. Yeah, that's the best I could hope for.
If you could speak to her now, what is your message?
My message to Allie right now would be, you know, baby, if you're safe, if you're watching this, just give us a call, you know, let us know that you're okay. Set our hearts at ease, set our minds at ease, and we can work through everything else. So if you're out there, we just need to know you're okay.
Every day, 2,300 people go missing in America, disappear, vanish. Their families left waiting, wondering, hoping, but never forgetting. And neither have we. 50 people, 50 days. For 50 nights, we go live, spotlighting America's missing children, girls, boys, mothers, fathers, grandparents. They are gone. But where? Tonight, live to Texas, a Girl Scout calls her mom after school to let her know she's taking the bus to work, pick up her check, then to walk straight home. 16-year-old Allie, never seen alive again. Even missing an Alice in Wonderland birthday party she had planned. No cell phone calls, no text messages, nothing. But can grainy surveillance video images shed light on what happened to Allie? What clues could the last known images of the girl reveal tonight? Where is missing Girl Scout Allie Lowitzer? Jean, what happened?
You know, Nancy, what happened didn't happen that long ago. This is a very fresh case. It was only 9 months ago that Allie Lowitzer, 16 years old, braces on her top teeth and her bottom teeth. She got on the school bus April 26, 2010. She got off of the school bus. She was only 30 feet from her house, and then she was gone. She was missing. She was never seen again. I want to go out to Joe Gomez, reporter KTRH News Talk Radio in Houston. When she got off the school bus on April 26th of last year, where was she going?
Well, Gene, she was going to go to the Burger Barn where Allie had worked to pick up her first paycheck. Between the school bus stop and the Burger Barn, something went terribly wrong because she vanished into thin air. Police believe that perhaps Allie had run away from home, but the community and Allie's parents can't believe that. For one, she just vanished with the clothes on her back. She was an avid texter. She didn't take her phone charger from her house. She didn't make it to the Burger Barn to pick up her paycheck, and she also left her purse at home, which contained $30. When you add all this circumstantial evidence together, it doesn't make any sense that Allie would just run away of her own accord. No, Gene, instead, it makes it appear that perhaps little beautiful Allie was taken.
To Natisha Lance, Nancy Grace producer, this young 16-year-old had so much to look forward to. She was so involved in her community, in her school. What were some of the upcoming things that she was going to participate in?
She did have so much to look forward to. As we said, Jean, she was in the choir, she played the flute, she liked to draw. She had a birthday party that was coming up that she helped plan for a friend, which was themed in Alice in Wonderland. She also had a softball tournament that was upcoming. Now, also, Jean, when she got off the bus, she sent a text message to a friend. Now, this was at 2:57 that she sent this text message, and she was making plans with that friend to come over to her home. The friend wasn't available to come over to the house, but that also shows that this does not seem like a girl who was planning to run away if she was making plans to have a friend come over to her house.
You know, Natisha, let's talk like two girlfriends right now. Do you remember when you were that age, maybe a little older, and you got a paycheck? Like the first paycheck or the first job you ever had? What was that like?
I do remember that, and I was excited to go get that paycheck. There was nothing that would have stood in the way of me getting that paycheck, because you feel like you have your own independence for once, and you're making your own money. So it does seem extremely odd that she would not have made it to go get her paycheck, and people who were at the Burger Barn, other employees, said she didn't make it there, even though she had told her mother that is where she was going. And like you said, Jean, this was her first paycheck.
Yeah, it was a big, big deal. We have some very special guests with us tonight that have gone through so much in the last 9 months. I want to welcome the parents of Allie Lowitzer, John and Joanne Lowitzer. Thank you so much for joining us from the Houston area. We can't imagine what you've gone through, but what we want you to do right now initially is to take us back to April 26, 2010, in the early morning hours. You all wake up. Take us back to your home that morning. What happened?
That morning was just like any other morning. You know, we wake up and I fix her breakfast, and she rushes to get dressed and rushes to the bus. And,
what did she say to you before she left the house?
We just do like a checklist, you know, do you have this, do you have that, you know, and
what'd she have with her?
Yeah. Her backpack and her school supplies, and that was it.
So she goes to school, and then I'll still ask you, Joanne, you called her or she called you when school was finished that day?
I had sent her a text and asked her if she was going to go to work. And I think it was a little too early. She was still in class. So when she got out of class, she called me before she got onto the bus and said that she was going to ride the bus to her normal stop, and she was going to walk to the Burger Barn to see if she got paid, and if she could work.
And she hadn't had that job for very long, right?
No, ma'am. She had just turned 16 in February, and it just been maybe a month that she had had that job.
We want to show everybody some video surveillance photos, and John, maybe you can work us through these photos. The school bus actually had a video surveillance camera. Now, there's Allie right there, right?
Yeah, the bus actually had video surveillance from the time that she got on the bus at school to the time that she got off at her normal stop.
So everybody, you're looking at Allie minutes from when she was never seen again. Now, John, take it up from there. Didn't she, after she stepped off the school bus, didn't she actually text a friend of hers, because you found that later?
Yeah, according to her phone records, you know, she was texting the whole time that she was on the bus, and as well as soon as she got off the bus, there were a few in and outs in her phone records. And like you said earlier, the last text that she sent out was about 2:57.
So that corroborates with the school bus video that she got off the school bus around 3 o'clock. Did anybody see her walking down the street toward the Burger Barn?
Well, there were 3 other boys that got off at her stop that live on the same street that she does. When we talked to them, they said that she kind of lingered behind, and, you know, they continued on, you know, to their homes. And, you know, they didn't think much of it, and she was just kind of staying behind and sending text. And they said that she was walking to the corner, which would lead her out of the neighborhood to walk down to the main street to get to the Burger Barn. But, you know, they didn't think anything of it. You know, they just thought that she was kind of hanging behind, and they went on home.
Now, your daughter who left all of her clothes behind, who left money behind in her room, literally had the clothes on her back with a backpack of books, the Houston Harris County Sheriff's Department determined they believed she voluntarily left?
Yes, they have her classified as a runaway, basically for the simple fact that there's no evidence of foul play.
No evidence of foul play, but there's evidence of everything else that was left behind.
There's evidence. Yeah, there's evidence of everything else, and common sense would tell you, and us being her parents would know that it's very uncharacteristic of her. If she's planning to do something like that, she would take, you know, some of the creature comforts, you know, of home. But obviously, you know, like you said earlier, she left her cell phone charger behind, her money, she left her purse, makeup, anything that was important to her is still in her room. All right, we are taking your calls tonight to Marcia in Pennsylvania. Hi, Marcia.
Hi, Jean. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you for calling.
My question was already answered, but I do have another one. If she had her backpack and cell phone with her, did they find that anywhere? And also, if it was a stranger abduction, don't you think that the backpack would be the least of their worries? It makes you wonder if it was somebody at her work. Do they know have they talked to all of the employees there?
Well, let's go out to Dawn Davis after our commercial break. She's the senior case manager for Laura Recovery Center, who came in to help these parents when law enforcement decided she was a runaway. Laura Recovery Center said, no, she's not a runaway. She was taken. We'll be back.
I send her a text every night before I go to bed. I'm just hoping that sometime I'll get a reply.
16-year-old Allie Lowitzer was last seen getting off the school bus just 3 doors down from her home on April 26, 2010. While on the bus, she told her mother she was going to stop off at her job to pick up her paycheck. She never arrived at the burger joint where she worked and hasn't been seen since.
There's always that lingering fear that something's very wrong.
Allie's family, now offering a reward for information leading to her whereabouts, say they're desperate for more resources to find their missing daughter.
This is a good, sweet girl. She's a 16-year-old Girl Scout. Please help bring Allie home.
In some sense, you lose a little bit of faith in the evil things that are out there, but then again, you kind of gain a sense of, I don't know what the word would be.
Humanity.
And she had planned a birthday party for her best friend that following weekend. It was the Alice in Wonderland theme, and she had planned it all. And you walk away from that, you just leave. I want to go out to Dawn Drexel, who is with us, Dawn Davis. She is the senior case manager from Laura Recovery Center, who stepped in because they did not believe she was a runaway. Dawn Davis, thank you very much for joining us out of Friendswood, Texas this afternoon. First of all, why did you decide to get involved in this case?
Well, after talking to Joanne and John Lowitzer, we felt that it was very unlikely that a young lady such as Allie would leave behind everything that she knows and that she loves. She was active in her sports. She was always on the phone text messaging. You could see a dramatic, abrupt end to those text messages. She had a paycheck waiting for her, and she didn't pick it up. She left everything behind that she loved.
And she had never run away before or tried to run away, correct?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Dawn, why do you think the Houston authorities, including the Harris County Sheriff's Department, determined she was a runaway?
You know, I think that it was just based on lack of any other explanation. I know that when she got off that bus, all communication with her stopped, as well as did the information about any eyewitnesses to what happened next.
To John and Joanne Lowitzer, parents of Allie Lowitzer, who are joining us tonight. John, it would be wonderful if she was a runaway, because she might be alive. She would be alive if she ran away. But all of the facts here just counter against that. What do you think happened?
Well, I agree, you know, that it'd be best if she was a runaway and that she was somewhere and where she wanted to be and that she was safe, but I just don't see that in her. I just don't see her just up and leaving everything behind. She's not that kind of person. She was a very homebody person. You know, she liked her creature comforts of home, so, you know, there's so many things that we could speculate that happened, but, you know, I still fear that the worst has happened, but I gotta hope that, you know, that she's still okay and that she's out there somewhere.
Did she have a Facebook account, a MySpace account? Did you find that she was communicating with anyone on those social networks?
We did find, with the help of our private investigator, that she had a Facebook account, and she had 6 different MySpace accounts, but none of them had any activity since early to mid-March.
We didn't have a home computer at the time.
Okay, how do you think she did Facebook and MySpace then?
During spring break, she stayed with a friend of mine so that she could stay home and work while I went to visit relatives out of state. So I do know for a couple of days during that week, she did get on her accounts.
Mm-hmm. I want to go out to Andrew Scott. He is the former chief of police of Boca Raton, Florida, currently vice president of Scott Roberts and Associates, joining us out of Miami. We have learned that Houston, Texas, and the Harris County Sheriff's Department, they do not have criteria to determine who would be a runaway, a profile, and who would be someone that was abducted, taken. This is just a subjective determination, right? When you have 6,000 to 9,000 missing people in a city per year, there's a lot of subjectivity here while a family just waits, not knowing what happened.
You're exactly right, Gene, and that subjectivity clearly creates a lot of problems, and it takes away from the ability of an officer who arrives on the scene of this type of a call, and clearly they want to make this less than what it could possibly be, and that's where these types of cases fall into a black hole, so to speak. It's very troubling. Law enforcement should not take a complacent attitude towards these types of cases. Runaways are epidemic, but missing children and homicides are even more epidemic.
You kind of have a connection with your loved ones and your family, and you just feel when something's not right, when something's wrong. And that's the feeling I got. Something is wrong. Baby, if you're safe, if you're watching this, just give us a call, you know, let us know that you're okay.
Allie Lowitzer's parents haven't stopped looking for their 16-year-old daughter who went missing 9 months ago after stepping off a school bus.
According to phone records, she would text about 4,000 a month.
For that to just stop is baffling.
A $10,000 reward now offered. Who would want to harm a Girl Scout with so much promise?
Lowitzer was a catcher on her high school's softball team. Important game was coming up. She wasn't there because she was gone. Another reason why she wouldn't leave on her own. I want to go out, though, to her parents, John and Joanne Lowitzer, who have been kind enough to join us tonight. Police did search your daughter's bedroom. Is that correct?
They did.
And they found something, a journal of some of her writings. What were in those writings that may have made them believe she was a runaway?
Well, she had several journals that she was writing in, and there was an old one that they found that was put up on a shelf in her bookcase, and there was a little note in there that said that she was going to run away and that, you know, that we wouldn't be able to find her. I don't remember the exact wording, but that's pretty much the gist of it.
She'd be back in a couple of days, and she'd be fine, and yeah, but it was in a spiral notebook. It wasn't in one of her regular journals that she wrote in every day.
Yeah, it was not a current journal that she kept.
Do you think that based on that one writing, that is why they made the determination to virtually not help you in your search for your daughter?
I think once they found that, they just kind of threw it up and said, well, you know, obviously this proves right here that she ran away. And we pleaded with them and we told them that that's an old journal. She hasn't written in that journal, you know, for at least a year or two. And you can tell the handwriting between that journal entry and what she was currently writing, the handwriting is completely different. You know, her handwriting progressed from that time.
To Paula Bloom, clinical psychologist joining us tonight out of Atlanta, how many children have visions and fantasies that they're going to run away from home, and how many people actually do it?
And you make such a good point, Jean. We have thoughts all the time about things. I don't think it's an uncommon thought at all. What matters is what you do. Was there a plan? Really, what's important here is our action, not so much about what we're thinking.
According to phone records, she would text about 4,000 a month.
For that to just stop is baffling.
I send her a text every night before I go to bed. I'm just hoping that sometime I'll get a reply.